calling self-custody crypto-anarchism oversimplifies Bitcoin's innovation to empower the individual. Bitcoin's not about rejecting the government. From the highest form possible, Bitcoin is information. Bitcoin is text. Bitcoin is about free speech. Bitcoin is about property rights. Bitcoin is about the freedom to manage your own money, your own property, your own time, your own energy, your own labor, effort, your own future. The point is that you get to decide for the first time ever in human history, especially in modern human history, whether you want to trust and rely on anyone to store your time and energy, your money, your effort, your labor. It's not. It's drastic oversimplification to call it crypto-anarchism, to elect and decide to take no counterparty risk to store, save, and exchange your labor, effort, and future. So that's for one. For two, I think the comments around gold and the executive order, listen, if the gold executive order was voluntary, it would have been an executive suggestion. It wasn't voluntary. It was an order. It was an order backed by enforcement. I think it's a little dangerous to claim that it's paranoia from the people that they're concerned that given economic crisis, government will overreach and extend its enforcement to protect its power and monopolies. I think that people's concerns there are grounded in history, and biasing people's perception of history I also just disagree with that. And I think overall, my take here is what works for Saylor and his shareholders, or what works for JP Morgan and Jamie Dimon, or hardware manufacturers, or Bitcoin core developers, is what works for them. And we should never imply that it's what works for everyone. Bitcoin is about protecting the freedom of choice. If we lose that, we've lost everything. Bitcoin is about electing how you want to use money and how you want to subscribe to this distributed monetary policy. At the end of the day, Bitcoin isn't backed by energy or code. I think in many ways, Bitcoin's backed by people. And I think the reaction to Saylor's comments is because there's a responsibility here by the network. I'm speaking as a node on the network to protect everyone's right to use Bitcoin how they want to use it. So I don't have any problem with Saylor wanting to use Bitcoin how he wants to use Bitcoin, or how MSTR shareholders like to use Bitcoin by buying in equity on the stock market. That's fine. But implying that people that want to use it differently, especially electing the unique decision Satoshi enabled all of us of using it without any counterparty risk, using it in a self-sovereign way as crypto-anarchism, and that we're built with stems of paranoia and fear of having counterparty risk. I disagree with that. There's no need to imply that people are bad and to dismiss people for wanting to use Bitcoin self-sovereignly. And the last thing I'll say before this gets clipped and posted to the internet is I'm not attacking Michael. In fact, I love Michael. I consider Michael a good friend. I think Michael's been amazing for Bitcoin. I think he's brilliant. He's a one of one. I think this is the only free market in the world being free. That's the way I'll put it. Like, look, in any free market, especially in something like Bitcoin, people are going to have different views. So there's a lot of comments on the internet of, I just think as Bitcoin matures and new entrants come into the network, people are scared to disagree and voice opinions. And this is a free market being free. It's healthy. It's not only healthy, it's Bitcoin. This is the only truly free market in the world. And so people are going to disagree on things, but I think it's important. It's a drastic oversimplification to call self-custody crypto-anarchism. It has nothing to do with rejecting government. It's about freedom of speech. This is about property rights. This is about the right to manage your own money yourself. And then the executive order was an order. It wasn't a suggestion. So that's what I would say to my friend Michael. And knowing Michael, I don't think he'd disagree with that, honestly. I mean, I've been in these interviews too, by the way. I've been in a lot of media. Things are taken out of context. Things are missaid. I mean, Saylor said 10 million words about Bitcoin. He's bound to have potentially misspoke or positioned an argument a way that is going to be misinterpreted on the internet. The Michael I know, I'd be shocked if he disagreed with much of what I'm saying right now. And even if he did, again, that's adults acting in a free market. But Bitcoin is a collection of distributed humans all over the world. One of the responsibilities we hold in upholding the network and protecting the network is ensuring that people can use Bitcoin however they want. And if we diminish and lose that property, we've lost the innovation that Satoshi gifted us. My thoughts.